All right. You are tuned into 91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. We are looking forward to getting on the line right now with us. Let me get her on the air. Meira, are you with me?
I am. Hi, Rita.
Hello, hello. So nice to have you back this year. Let me do a brief introduction, if I may. And I'll start off by telling the listeners Meira Blaustein is the co founder, executive director, and programmer of the Woodstock Film Festival. This year is the 25th anniversary of the festival, which runs from October 15th through 20th. The mission of the festival is to bring the Hudson Valley community together with emerging and veteran filmmakers alike. Info and tickets are available at woodstockfilmfestival.org. And with that, a warm welcome back to LocalMotion, Meira Blaustein.
So nice to be back. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I have the brochure. I'm so excited. It's one of my favorite weekends of the year. And I know that I'm not alone in that. So, wow. Wonderful. Let's start off with this amazing brochure that who designed this?
Uh, well, I mean, I don't call it a brochure. I call it a book.
Book. It is a
And
book.
it takes us forever to put it together.
Yeah.
The designer is Naomi Schmidt. She has been our designer for over 20 years. And it takes a small village to put it all together, and months of preparation. And just so you know, this may be the last year that we're creating this program in print.
Wow.
So from here on, it's very likely that everybody will get their information by visiting our website.
Okay. Okay. Well, I will frame this one then and take it with me. It's really beautifully done. The artwork is done by who?
Matt Dillon, the actor, he's a good friend of the festival. He's been here a number of times. And when I thought of him for the poster, honestly did not think he would say yes. But he's also an artist. It's not very well known, but he's actually he's a known artist in certain circles, and has been an artist for quite some time. And I knew that, so I reached out and thinking that I'm asking this for the impossible, but he immediately said yes, and I think he did a great job.
He did a great job. It's yeah. And Meira, do you ever just I know you can't now because you're like so in the thick of getting prepped for this, and this takes so much work. But 25 years, congratulations. That's really a big feat nowadays.
Yes, thank you. 25 years is it's a quarter of a century.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a big chunk of my life and the life of many. It's has been quite a journey, and as you may know, the festival began as just a very small dream with no money and all volunteer work, and it quickly grew, and now it's a large organization, 365 days a year throughout the Hudson Valley, and with a lot of different elements outside of the festival itself. We have a whole education component that runs throughout the year. We show a lot of films throughout the year. We hold all kind of events and educational and cultural and entertainment. So it's has become a large operation, and hopefully something that is very enjoyable and beneficial for many.
Yeah, yeah. I think it is. I love in the brochure that I received here the 25-year look back of starting in 2003, going all the way to current, and just. I mean, starting in 2003, starting in 2000, of course, that's your first year. And just, the retrospective of looking back through it all, just Really incredible what you guys have built here, and just bravo. I mean, what you have done is just extraordinary to build it up to where it is today. And so many in the Hudson Valley, it brings so much tourism. You know, the restaurants are all filled up, hotels are filled up, and what it does for those 6 days that you're open is just extraordinary. The people that it brings here. It's just remarkable, and just the programming. I mean, the other thing I'm always amazed at is how many submissions do you get, Meira?
Well, a very, I mean, we get quite a few thousands of film submissions. What happened was in 3 years ago, so we were we became Academy Award qualifying film festival.
That's awesome.
So, which means that films that win certain categories at the festival immediately can be eligible to be nominated for an Academy Award, and that's a very big thing for a filmmaker.
Sure.
So that more than doubled our film submissions right away.
Wow.
And that only continues to grow. We just received a letter from the Academy of Motion Picture and Television that they have extended our qualifications for the next 3 years.
Wow!
So
Congratulations! Wow!
Thank you. So I expect that the number of submissions will just continue to grow. I mean, it has a lot to do with that, but it also has a lot to do with the fact that we are now a year-round operation, and we are connected. There's an ongoing connection with filmmakers throughout the year. So it just, and I know now from a lot of people that the festival has become a very important stop in the film festival circuit in the country. So it has grown.
It has.
It's not a baby anymore.
No. This is a full-grown adult now. And so talk about submissions. I mean, that must be a little overwhelming. How does that process, how do you pick out of all those films? How do you pick what you're going to show, whether it's a narrative or a documentary or a short? How do you do that?
Well, I mean, it starts with over 30 screeners, people who screen films for us. And those are all volunteers, and they watch quite a lot of films, and they go through them and they evaluate them, and I mean they give them grades, and they write down their comments, and it's all gathered together in one data system that myself and the rest of our programmers have access to, and then we have programmers. I mean, I am the artistic director, so I'm the head, like the buck stops with me. Right. But on the short side, we have now 4 people who are programming. We have a head programmer, and then a programmer, and then 2 assistant programmers. Wow. And then on the full-length side, in addition to me, we have a feature programmer who I work with together constantly. I mean, we talk every day. So it has... I mean, the programming team now has certainly grown because the need for that, there was a need for that.
Sure.
We just couldn't handle it the way we used to do it.
Right.
And in terms of the decision making, there's a lot of factors that go into that. Obviously, quality is incredibly important. Mm-hmm. Subject matter, storyline, whether it's a doc or a narrative or animation. It's the production quality as well as what it's about and who it is for, who will it touch, who will be moved by it,
right?
And is it moving? Is it relevant? Is it and does it have an artistic quality to it? Does it have a unique aspect to it? So there are a lot of factors that go into that, and then there is the sort of like as they say, je ne sais quoi, meaning like. That's the element that you can't really touch or name, but you feel that there's something special about it.
Right.
And that's people who work in the film world and know a lot about the film can just identify that without having to say this is what makes it special. They just know that it's there.
It's there.
So
When do you start
it's a
accepting?
long process.
When do you start accepting submissions?
Almost as soon as the festival is over.
Oh, oh,
I mean, they trickle in the beginning. It's not, but there's no real reason to not start accepting that films almost as soon. I mean, we'll probably do it November or December,
hmm
probably December, and then when January comes and after Sundance Film Festival, which is always in January, that's already, festival season already. So it's basically a never-ending
yes.
process.
It is. The wheel never stops. It just keeps going and going and going. Yeah. And I love, for me and those audience goers like myself, just to pick out which films you're going to see is actually very difficult. Because the timing, right? You want to go from one to the other to that. At least that's how I do a festival. I do 3, 4, 5 films a day. And it's just kind of like mapping out your route and trying to see which ones to take. But online, your website is really nice. Sometimes the films have trailers or just, you can really see what they're about and what would best suit your interests. So it must be unbelievably difficult the way you have it scheduled and just to figure out that schedule. Bravo to all of you doing that work, because for me to pick out what films I'm going to see is just unbelievably stressful because they all look so good. I want to see more, and so yeah, it's quite a process you guys have going on.
Well, first of all, they really are all good.
Yes, they wouldn't be there.
And second, you will definitely miss some films that you really want to see because there's no way you can. I mean, there's so many good films, and it's a film festival, so there's a lot of things happening at the same time at different locations.
Right.
So you're bound to just miss some stuff, but just focus on what you are seeing instead of what you're missing out.
And that's what you have to do. Yeah, and that's yeah.
And you do what I do. I mean, when I go to the film festival, is see as many films as possible, and talk to the filmmakers and talk to the audience, and just take it all in because it's amazing.
It is
an
amazing
experience.
And I do suggest also to people to buy your tickets in advance because the theaters do sell out. There's always a wait list. If you stand outside, you might get in, but I would highly recommend going to woodstockfilmfestival.org and checking that out sooner rather than later because you'll want to see a film and then before you know it, you won't be able to because some of these events really do sell out. Speaking of which, some of your special events look very extraordinary. I'm just looking at your brochure, picking out A Life in Rhythm, the Ray Conniff story. That's another great one for us music lovers. And
it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's an orchestra. It's gonna be fantastic. It's a long event. I mean, it's the film and the music afterwards. It's gonna be great. And I'm sure it will sell out.
Yes.
So,
yes. Yes.
For the music lovers, absolutely go to that. Yes.
Yeah. And there's another one too, another special event. It's the special acoustic performance and Q&A following the screening of It's All Gonna Break. Another.
It's going to be awesome. Yes, that coming down from Canada, the musicians and the filmmaker, and it's another event. That's we're showing the film. It's a premiere. Both films, by the way, are premiering at the festival, and then we're going to have this great acoustic performance by a very fabulous independent band out of Canada.
Right.
So that's going to be so fun.
Yeah. The special events that you have, those are always the ones that sell out rather quickly. Those will all be online. They just, Beyond the Gaze, you've got Tyra Banks going to be in town for a Q&A on the panel there. Your panels are really cool too. I've seen quite a few of them, and they're just such an intimate, place. I saw Ethan Hawke. I saw Kelsey Grammer. Just It's so great, and the panelists and the moderators. A part of for me as an audience goer, film goer, I love the Q&A afterwards. It's just so interesting to have either actors or filmmakers on the stage just taking the audience's questions, and you really delve in deep into a film. And that's just to me makes it just so memorable. And I still remember many of the films. And think about them. And next week, by the way, Meira, I'll be interviewing Marco Barata, director of Turning. And
Oh, great.
yeah. And then also I have Karina Mia Wong and Alex Simmons, the co-directors of We Can Be Heroes.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're going to be talking with them next week. And yeah, so just lots of good stuff. Now, I know you're heavily run by volunteers.
Yes,
And
and we could use more volunteers, by the way.
that's why I'm bringing that up, Meira. Yes,
Okay, thank
yes,
you.
yeah, absolutely. So tell me what type of volunteers you're looking for the Woodstock Film Festival.
Almost in all areas, whether it's ushers at the various movie theaters that we're showing films at, and we're showing films at about 8 different venues. So the various screenings, at the panels, at the award ceremony, at the parties, press department, art department, tech department. I mean, photographers. You name it, we have it.
So tell me if somebody's listening and they'd like to volunteer this year, and again, the festival runs October 15th through 20th, how would they sign up to be a volunteer?
They just have to go on our website, woodstockfilmfestival.org, and you'll see right on the top there an icon for volunteer. Just click on that. There is a form to fill. It's not much, but you have to fill up the form, and then our wonderful volunteer coordinator will get in touch with you and talk to you and take it from there. And you'll join a really great group of people. We already have about 200 volunteers, but we need a lot more. Wow. So would love for people to join us.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. It's so fun. And you get to work with so many amazing people.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's what an exciting experience too, So yeah. So people can get tickets online. If you're in Woodstock, you also have a really nice box office. Tell us about where your office is if people want to get tickets in person.
Well, right in the center of town in Woodstock on Rock City Road in our building. And we have a very nice box office manager who would love to talk to people when they come in and help them. And we are open from Wednesday to Sunday, and the box office is closed right now, Mondays and Tuesdays. But once the week of the festival hits, it's going to be open every day.
Yep.
And it is nice to be able to talk to somebody, and they can assist you and direct you. And if you want to do it in person, you're more than welcome. Plus, we have all these great merchandise in our box office that you can purchase.
I love the
really
T-shirts.
Fabulous chocolates.
Yeah, chocolates and the T-shirts. So your T-shirt design is the same as the brochure design here, right? By Matt Dillon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt's design, yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you have years past also. It's nice to build up a collection of the Woodstock Film Festival T-shirts. So
we have years. We have T-shirts from years past. We have posters from years past, and so it is nice to come to the box office, but it's also very nice to just sit on at your kitchen table and click on things on your computer and purchase it easily that way. So whichever way works best.
Whatever way works best. It's nice and easy. Yeah. Again, woodstockfilmfestival.org. Now talk about these wonderful awards that you have every year. It's always on a Saturday night of the weekend of the film festival, the Maverick Awards. Tell us about those.
Well, it's a huge event. It's going to take place at Saugerties Performance Arts Factory in Saugerties. on Saturday evening, like you said. And it is an event where we honor filmmakers as well as dole out various competitive awards in all the various categories. There are drinks, and I mean it's kind of a cross between a wedding and the Academy Awards.
I love it.
because you get to sit around tables with filmmakers and with your friends and filmmakers and colleagues. And there's a great show. We have a fantastic MC, and he's going to be very, very entertaining and fabulous.
Now, do you have to be a filmmaker to go, or do you have to be in the industry to go to the Maverick Awards?
You don't have to be in the industry. I mean, you do have to purchase a ticket.
Right.
But unless you're a filmmaker who's filming in competition, but everybody is welcome.
Right, there you go.
They just have to buy tickets. But there's going to be, I mean, it's going to be great. There's going to be music. There's going to be food. There's going to be drinks. There's going to be celebrities. But there's going to be entertainment on stage, like I said, and people like Amanda Seyfried, the actress, is going to present an award, and journalist Amy Goodman of Democracy Now! Is going to
she is
present an award.
Oh my God, yeah. I love her. I listen to her every morning.
You too? Me too. 8 a.m.
Yes, 8 a.m., 8 to 9. And actually, you know what? We actually air that on this station, quite honestly. I will tell you that. Shameless plug, but WVKR airs Democracy Now! Every morning. But wow, Amy's going to be there. That's amazing. What is she presenting?
So for the first time, we're launching a new award. It's called the Art of Activism. I came up with this idea while on a walk, and so the best ideas you have when you're either in the shower or you're walking somewhere.
Absolutely.
So, and it's this year. So it's the first year, and we are presenting it to filmmakers Pamela Yates and Paco de Onis, who are incredible documentary filmmakers who have, for the past 40 years, have made it their life mission to create art, activism art in Latin America, and to fight the good fight for the various injustices that have been happening throughout Latin America in the past few decades. And this time around, though, we're showing their newest film, Borderland, which is about immigration and issues in immigration in the United States.
Yep.
And it's talked a lot around the border. So they're really fantastic.
Wow.
And they embody the whole notion of art of activism. Their film is for activism, and they use activism as an artistic medium. So Amy Goodman, who adores them, is going to come up and present the award to them.
Oh, that's amazing. That's wonderful. Wow. Yeah. No, just a very exciting 25th anniversary here. The Woodstock Film Festival runs from October 15th through 20th. It's Meira, you're like 2 weeks away.
Less than 2 weeks away now. It's Wednesday. Less than 2.
13 days. It's the 13-day countdown on your calendar, and everything's coming in. I hope you can take deep breaths in between. You also run around like unbelievably to all these different theaters where all these films are screened. You introduce many of the films. I mean, obviously you can't be everywhere, but I always see you introduce, I don't know, a whole bunch of different films. And I do just want to tell listeners, this is in Woodstock. It's also, there's theater in Saugerties, the Orpheum Theater, also the Upstate Theater. There's theater, there's shows, there's film happening there, and at Rosendale Theater as well. So it's
and in Kingston, we're doing 2 events in Kingston.
Oh yes, I see that, the
also.
LGBTQ Community Center and the Fuller Building by Chronogram there. So yes. Yeah. So all over the place, but every single thing that you're going to want to know is at WoodstockFilmFestival.org. tickets, and and just it's fun. You can also pull out a schedule and just be like, okay, I'll do this movie here, and then the next one here. Be sure to eat in between, and and support a lot of the local businesses. This is a great weekend for this area, and the kind of caliber of people that it brings in. Everything sells out, and it's just really an extraordinary weekend. And it's nice to bring people up to the Hudson Valley. So rain or shine, whatever it is, this event is on and it's happening. And Meira, you've really built something extraordinary here. And congratulations on everything that you're doing. Continue to do, and it's such an exciting time. What else? What else do you got? Shorts. You've got so much, and just look online. I think it's all right there. Feature documentaries. You've got world premieres. You've got festival premieres. You've got all kinds of different things, and it's just must be head spinningly beautiful to get all this put it together.
I mean, there's so many great things. You mentioned shorts. We have a lot of shorts this year, more than ever. There are 3 animation programs. We normally have only one short animation program. This year we have 3 because we got so many amazing submissions that our animation programmers have sort of not begged me, but asked very nicely if we could do if we could do 3, and I could not say no. They are all really good, and all those animators who are a breed of their own,
Right.
they're funny and quirky and extremely talented. They're going to be here, and so just those programs alone are so worth it to come because each one's very different from the other. So that's 3 of them. And then we have so many various source programs. If you look at our program online or in print, you'll see there are a ton. And I'm telling you, there's so many good movies. They're all vying to be nominated for an Academy Award. And
Yeah.
each one that we're showing is exceptional, and so many of the filmmakers will be here for that. So
and that's such an exciting part.
Check out the source.
Definitely check that out, and the Q&A and the panels, and I mean, this is like filled from morning until nighttime. You could do 12 hours these days. I mean, just as an instance, like the Wednesdays, the Thursdays, those films are starting at noon or 11 a.m. and you can go up until 11 p.m. by the time some of them end. And it's just, oh my gosh, I'm getting myself so excited. It's not even funny, Meira. I always take a day or 2 off of work, and I just get to Woodstock and get to these films, and it's beautiful. And
totally, and a lot of the days, by the way, starts about 10 a.m.
Yeah,
a lot of the films start at 10 a.m. So, and then it's like just bang, 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 one after the other.
Yep.
And like I said before, and you said it too, a lot of the filmmakers will be here. So it's going to be crowded, but in a good way.
In a good way. I've never found it. I mean, I really haven't. I mean, some of these theaters, they sell out and all of that, but you'll always find a place to park. Don't stress about it. And, you'll always find a place to eat. There's so many wonderful eateries in town, in Saugerties and in Kingston and in Woodstock, of course, and Rosendale. So, come out and support this community and support film. Film is changing so much. Right? I mean, AI and everything seems to be taking over.
My goodness, yes. We actually have a panel about that AI in the creative process, and that panel of experts, AI experts, and a couple of the panelists are totally AI experts in the film world, and the rest of filmmakers who use it or are against it, kind of like. So the panel is going to be, it's going to be showing some films that have been created by artificial intelligence, and then there's going to be a very robust debate about the pros and the cons. I mean, what AI can be used for, and why some filmmakers are not big fans, and also the implications that has on the entertainment industry in general, the artistic community in general as well, and just life
Yeah.
and even more general. So I think it's going to be a very interesting panel.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you touch and there's so many moving films and such deep issues and you get to thinking and it's just a really I mean movies to me mainstream, nothing but this coming to these films and really thinking and opening up your mind and seeing these films are just I've never seen a film at this festival where I just walk away and say I didn't really like that, never, and I go to 12 to 15 is my normal every year of films to see, so
Love that.
yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of the Woodstock Film Festival, and I know many people are. Meira, you are amazing. You just never stop. I hope you take a little time off after the festival so you can get some rest and get invigorated to start over again for year number 26. But for now, I really hope you just enjoy it too and that you're able just to sit back and just, enjoy and take a deep breath here and there during all the frantic running around that you need to do. But we are lucky to have you here in the Hudson Valley. Thank you for continuing such a project. It is a labor of love, and it started out as a labor of love. And so thank you for all that you do for the industry and also for us here in the Hudson Valley by bringing such an extraordinary festival right here in our backyard. So thank you for your time here today. And as you always say, I'll see you at the movies.
Yes, I'll see you at the movies, and thank you for having me, Rita. I'll see you in Woodstock.
Absolutely, you will. Okay, Meira, thank you so much for your time. Take care now.
Of course.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Meira has been on my guest, I don't know, for the past few years. And I just always, dedicate 2 shows every year to the Woodstock Film Festival. I am just an avid movie lover, and especially of independent film, which is so different than mainstream movies. And if you're not familiar with this festival, even if you just go to 1 or 2 films, it's really eye-opening. And again, my favorite part is just to also do the Q&A. Like, your filmmakers are there. You hang out afterwards. They take your questions. Sometimes the actors are there. I just have so many memories of the great people, of actors. I remember one in particular. There was a film a few years back. It was being shown at the Bearsville Theater, and it was of remember the Boston Marathon, and when they had the bombing at the Boston Marathon, well, somebody didn't there's a Hollywood film about that, but forget about that. There's a independent film that was made about that, and it followed some of the real people that were involved in that. And, there were people, the actors, some of them were there, and they were amputated legs, and they had stories to tell, and it was just moving, really, really, really moving. Last year also had Randy Schoenberg on the show, and just great films. Fioretta, that was a great film last year. Also, Beirut, there was a film from Beirut on air, and just their films are very deep, and again, woodstockfilmfestival.org. Check it out. The theaters that they show movies at are in Woodstock at the Tinker Street Cinema, also the Bearsville Theater, the Woodstock Playhouse, in Saugerties at the Orpheum Theater, which is of course now Upstate Films. The Maverick Awards will be at the Saugerties Performing Arts Factory, and White Feather Farm, also Rosendale Theater. Just really great event. It is truly one of my favorite weekends of the year. As soon as I found out the date of it, I always block off those days and know that I won't be doing anything but going to see films. So I hope to see some of you out there at some of these films, woodstockfilmfestival.org. And next week, I will be talking with 2 filmmakers. During the 4 o'clock hour next week, I'm going to be hosting Karina Mia Young and Alex Simmons. They're co-directors of the film We Can Be Heroes. And then during the 5 o'clock hour, I'll be hosting the director of the film called Turning, and his name is Marco Barada. So lots to talk about next week, more film, and don't worry, in between we're playing music. But I also hope that some of you get a little bit of a bug to go see some film in our area and support some local independent theaters while you're doing it, and supporting local restaurants. And it's just a really fun time here in the Hudson Valley in the fall. And of course, it's beautiful as you're driving around, the leaves, all that stuff. But no matter what, rain or shine, WoodstockFilmFestival.org is the place to go check out what is going on here that weekend. And again, that runs October 15th through 20th. All right. I want to thank Meira Blaustein for being the guest here today. She's the executive director, co-founder, and programmer of the Woodstock Film Festival. So if you missed part of this conversation or all of it, or just want to hear some of it again, I'll be uploading it probably not tonight, but tomorrow. It'll be on the YouTube channel. So if you don't already subscribe to it, please consider subscribing to the LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR YouTube channel, as well as giving a like and a follow to the Facebook page by the same name. So let's start with some music. By the way, I am ending my show today in 1 hour. So instead of going till 6 o'clock, I'll be ending it around 5:40, 5:45. So let's get some music in here. And in a little while, we got a pair of tickets up for grabs to the local this Saturday to see NEA Jazz Master, just named 2025 NEA Jazz Master Marilyn Crispell and Harvey Sorgan. They'll be up at the local in Saugerties this coming Saturday. So let us start the way we do always when we don't have a guest. And I know it's not the top of the hour, but hey, it's just sometimes we change things up a little bit. We usually start our sets here, the hour that we don't have a guest, by paying tribute to Tony Falco from the Falcon in Marlborough. He passed away October 27th of 2021. Among many things that he left us was a really cool playlist or two. And I always take a track from his playlist in the order that he uploaded it, and I spin it. And it just gives me a few minutes to reflect on the life of Tony Falco, which was an extraordinary one. And he is deeply, deeply missed. Let's take a listen to this track by Emmylou Harris. It's called The Wrecking Ball was the album. And we'll take a listen to Sweet Old World right here, right now on 91.3 WVKR.
See what you lost when you left this world. This sweet old world. See what you lost when you left this world. This sweet old world. The breath from your own lips, the touch of fingertips, a sweet and tender kiss, the sound of a midnight train wearing someone's ring, someone calling your name. Somebody's home, cradle in your arms. Didn't you think you were worth anything? See what you lost when you left this world. This sweet old world. See what you lost when you left this world. This sweet old world. lost when you left this world. This sweet old world. What you lost when you left this world. This sweet old world.
91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Cindy Cashdollar, the title track from her album called The Waltz for Abilene, featuring the one and only Larry Campbell on that particular track. CindyCashdollar.com. Extraordinary player. She's plays all over with so many different people, and she's going to be this Saturday at the Falcon in Marlborough with Carolyn Wonderland and Shelley King. These three women rip it up on stage like nobody's business. Don't know if the show is sold out yet or not. You don't need to buy tickets to go to the Falcon. Just make a reservation. Again, Cindy Cashdollar, Shelley King, Carolyn Wonderland, this Saturday, October 5th at the Falcon in Marlborough. Cindy Cashdollar, she's amazing. She's a love. She's a dear. We'll have to get her back on the show early next year. I always have her on at least once or twice, and hard to keep up with everything she's got going on. She's a busy lady and extraordinary musician. And we started this set off with paying tribute to Tony Falco by playing one of his tracks on one of his playlists, and we heard Emmylou Harris, her album called The Wrecking Ball. Her album Wrecking Ball, and The Sweet Old World is what we heard. Now, this song actually was written by Neil Young, and you heard him on there with him. He was the, vocalist on there with Emmylou Harris. Beautiful song that Tony picked out. And, he still teaches me about music, and I love that. And that's why I play some of the music. When I went to the Falcon when Tony was alive, he always had the greatest songs playing before and after each show. And I'm glad that he had a playlist. And that's what I'm playing here, just to pay a few minutes of honor to Tony each and every week here on LocalMotion. And I will continue to do that for as long as I host this show. So it is 4:53. Speaking of Tony Falco, we got to talk about The Restless Age, which is his son Lee Falco and Brandon Morrison and Will Bryant. They have this group called The Restless Age, and their music was just released. I believe it was in Taiwan, maybe. I don't know. It's somewhere in the Far East. Their music is on the original soundtrack of a film called The Midnight Romance in Taiwan. Let's take a listen to this here from The Restless Age here on 91.3 WVKR.
Like everybody knows, so I just try and play along, but she's running out of steam, and I'm chasing all my dreams. The sound of speed, the lightning gleams. What does it mean? What's it gonna be if you're gonna forget me? Then you gotta set me free. You think you'll always regret me? Can you catch me? gotta set me free. You think you'll always regret me. Can you catch me? Can you catch me? Can you catch me? Can you catch me? Can you catch me?
Little did you know, you got my attention when you walked through the door. And little would I know that wrapped in your affection, I would be reborn. Now I'm letting you know, baby, you're the one that I adore. And it feels so good. Feels so good loving you. Feels so good. Feels so good. Oh, unexplained, it never ceases to amaze what love can do. How it pulls you through. Oh, how it pulls you through. Because of all the love you give, I'm so free in my own skin. And I'm stronger now than I've ever been. All I want are your tomorrows, baby. Where you go, my love will follow. 'Cause it feels so good. Feels so good loving you. Feels so good. Feels
91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. The very talented Natalie Forteza feels so good. And Natalie is playing on October 12th in Howland at Howland Cultural Center in Beacon. Here's what the event says. A slow burn tapping into both the sultry and sweet. Natalie Forteza's unique voice summons emotion through layers of indie, alt, soul, pop, and world music with soulful mystique. Named a commanding vocalist and songwriter of considerable impact by Chronogram magazine. Grammy winner Michael League of Snarky Puppy produced her first EP, '01, and he said, quote, "My favorite musicians are those who have their own sound, the ones you recognize the instant you hear them. This is how I felt when I first heard Natalie. She creates a vibe from the first note and holds it until the last one," unquote. So Natalie and her band, Natalie Forteza, will be playing October 12th at Howland Cultural Center in Beacon. The acoustics there are just remarkable. There's so many great events happening at that wonderful facility. We just had Carl Gutowski on air a couple of weeks ago, and they also do the Howland Chamber Music Circle at the Howland Cultural Center and lots of other concerts. And Natalie is one of the other concerts they're doing. And this again is Saturday, October 12th for Natalie Forteza. You can check out Howland Cultural Center in Beacon for info about that. And we heard The Restless Age. The Restless Age consists of Lee Falco on drums, Brandon Morrison on bass, and Will Bryant on keys. And they have this amazing voice synchronicity that they have worked on for years and been playing together for many years. Well, they had their original soundtrack. There's this TV show in South Korea. It's called The Midnight Romance in Hagwon. And the music that was on this TV series, I think they did about, I don't know, they did how many episodes, but they did like a season worth of episodes. And The Restless Age, their music was this original soundtrack to this series in South Korea. How cool is that? Right here from the Hudson Valley. So yeah, The Restless Age, The Midnight Romance in Hagwon. So some pretty cool stuff there. You know what I think it's time for? I do want to say that it is 5:04 p.m. You are tuned into LocalMotion here on 91.3 WVKR. We're broadcasting live from the beautiful campus here at Vassar College. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, here most each and every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Today we're going to cut out a little bit early. I have an event I need to go to this evening, so we're going to cut out just a little bit early. But either way, we've got some fun stuff left here to do. One of those fun things to do is to give away a pair of tickets, courtesy of the local in Saugerties and also us here at Local Motion here on WVKR. Great jazz concert happening in Saugerties this Saturday night at the Local. Worth the drive to anywhere. I promise you that. With now just announced, Marilyn Crispell has been named a 2025 NEA Jazz Master, and that is the nation's highest honor given to a jazz artist. And Marilyn Crispell lives right here in the Hudson Valley, and her and Harvey Sorgan are playing this Saturday at the Local in Saugerties. The show is at 8 p.m. If you'd like to go, all you have to do is give us a call here at 845-437-7178. Let me tell you, this is what the New York Times says, quote, "Hearing Marilyn Crispell play piano is like monitoring an active volcano. She is one of the very few pianists who rise to the challenge of free jazz," unquote. The New York Times. Marilyn Crispell is a graduate of the New England Conservatory of Music, where she studied classical piano and composition. She's lived in Woodstock since 1977, and she taught at a creative music studio, of course, founded by Ingrid Sertzer and Carl Berger, and it's still going strong today under the helm of Billy Martin of Medeski, Martin and Wood. So Marilyn Crispell and Harvey Sorgan will be playing this Saturday in Saugerties, Saugerties, New York. Please only call if you can go to the show. It's in Saugerties. It starts 8 p.m. and it's going to be an amazing show. They are celebrating the release of their new album called Forest. And so I've got to try to get her on the show. That's what I got to do. Marilyn Crispell. Let's take a listen to Marilyn Crispell, Harvey Sorgan, and on this album, also Joe Fonda on the album called Dreamstruck. Again, if you'd like to win a pair of tickets to go see Marilyn Crispell and Harvey Sorgan at the Local in Saugerties this Saturday night at 8 p.m., just give us a call, 845-437-7178. First caller is up for grabs. Those tickets will be yours. Let's take a listen to the music right here, right now on 91.3 WVKR. Ninety-one-three WVKR. We had a ticket winner, so no more calls, please. Congratulations to John calling from Washingtonville. He won a pair of tickets to go see Marilyn Crispell with Harvey Sorgan this Saturday night at the Local in Saugerties. And Marilyn was just named a 2025 NEA Jazz Master. So let's keep the music flowing here. And by the way, we just heard the track called Landscape off their album called Dreamstruck. New album is coming out, and that's what you'll hear if you go to the Local this Saturday. In the meantime, another performance happening this Friday at at UPAC in Kingston. I'll talk more about that after we take a listen to Ms. Gail Ann Dorsey. Let's take a listen here to her on 91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie.
I
91.3 WVKR. Something's up. So bear with me. And yeah, something's up. Something's up. I want to play this in its entirety by Ethan Iverson. Let me see if I can get this back on. I think the two things were playing at the same time. This is what happens when you're technically challenged. But here, let's try it again. 91.3 WVKR. All right. Something. I'm going to start all over. You guys are going to have to bear with me, and sorry for this, but something's not feeling right. So bear with me while I get this going, and let's see what happens here. See, something else is playing when I don't want it to be. So, live radio, folks. Live radio. Yeah. And yeah, so let's take some stuff out, and we're going to have to start over, and we're going to just figure it out. I'm just going to play another CD while I figure this stuff out. Sorry. And let me put some music by George Malice in, and hopefully I can get this other stuff figured out, which I will. I know I will. It just takes me a minute. But yeah, let's play some music by George Malice here on 91.3 WVKR. And we'll be back with Ethan Iverson, I hope.
Watching as you do your thing, same old morning routine. I can't look away. I love your laugh lines. I love your blue eyes, bright as a sunrise. You always shine. Now kiss me goodbye as you leave. You're stealing my heart like a thief, just like yesterday. I love you, sweet wave. I just can't behave. And when I give chase, you always shine. Baptize me in your smile. Bathe me in pure delight. I'm born anew in your light. Watching you enter a room, everyone notices you. They can't turn away in me. I love those blue eyes, bright as a sunrise. So glad that you're mine. You always shine. Oh, I'm proud that you're
sand. Did you see it? Did you see it? I wrote your name down in the sand. Did you see it? Flying over promised land. I remember how you gave me that look. Thought you were smiling, but you were crying.
91.3 WVKR. That is what I've been trying to play all along, and we finally got it. Ethan Iverson, new album called Technically Acceptable, and that was the title track of it. Ethan Iverson formed the band The Bad Plus, and he left the Bad Plus and now is releasing his own albums, as released on ECM and the Blue Note label. And he's performed with amazing people like Tom Harrell or Jack DeJohnette. Downbeat magazine called Ethan Iverson, quote, a master of melody, unquote. Hot House recently raved, quote, known for his intellectual depth and adventurous musical spirit, Ethan Iverson has traversed the boundaries of jazz tradition while leaving an indelible mark on its evolution, unquote. You can see this wonderful jazz artist at Uncle Chief in Brewster on the 4th, which is Friday night. He's going to be playing at Uncle Chief, unclechief.com for tickets to that. They do 2 shows there, and one ticket for the early show gets you into the late show as long as there's availability for it. So check out Uncle Chief this Friday. They're in Brewster, and Ethan Iverson will be there. Also heard some George Malice on there, Let the Day Decide. This was a release he sent me back about 2 years ago. We heard the track called Shine and a little bit of the second one as well. George Malice will be playing at Uncle Chief also next Thursday, the 10th, with his band called The Four Horsemen. So that's where they're going to be playing. So we had few people playing at Uncle Chief. So Ethan Iverson, and next week George Malice will be there as well. We also heard back there somewhere, we heard Gail Ann Dorsey. Gail Ann Dorsey off the album I Used to Be came out in like 2003. And let me tell you what, I'm having one heck of a day here with technology, but you know what? We're getting there. So here's the deal with Gail. All right. So Gail lives here in the area, but tours all over the world. She was a longtime bassist with David Bowie, also Lenny Kravitz, Tears for Fears, Pink. She's just played with a whole bunch of people, and she's extraordinary just to see solo with a guitar, which was the first time I saw Gail. That's how I saw her, and I didn't realize who she was until after, when people told me. I met her about 14 years ago. Gail is one of the many, many artists who is part of the Hudson Valley Votes concert. It's a rally and concert this Friday, October 4th at 7:30 at Ulster Performing Arts Center, also known as UPAC. 100% of net proceeds to benefit Planned Parenthood of Greater New York. The artists that will be there will be Mandy Patinkin and Catherine Grody, Thomas Zadowski, Natalie Merchant, Jack DeJohnette, Gail Ann Dorsey, the Felice Brothers, Amy Helm, Nels Klein, Resistance Revival Chorus, Stephen Bernstein, Lance Horn, Eli Crummendal, Reggie Earls, the Rock Academy, and Energy Dance Company. There will be a few of our elected officials there as well, such as Antonio Delgado, Pat Ryan, Michelle Hinchy, Sarahana Shrestha, Josh Riley, Jocelyn Benson, and Yvette Valde Smith. So this is a concert that's happening this Friday. Tickets available at bardavon.org or upac.org. It's going to be an extraordinary night filled with amazing talent right here in the Hudson Valley. That's just all coming together. So that's what's going on Friday night at UPAC. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do musical happenings. I'm going to do musical happenings, and then I'm going to head out, and then I'll be back next week. So this is what we do towards the end of the show. We do what's called musical happenings, where we list some of our area venues in alphabetical order in the hopes that you go support live music and check out some of the musicians and these wonderful area venues that we're lucky enough to have right here in our backyard. So let's start with the Bardavon and UPAC. October 4th, Hudson Valley Votes Rally and Concert at UPAC. October 26th, Jessica Kierson. Bearsville Theater in Woodstock, also bearsvilletheater.com. October 4th, His Golden Messenger. October 5th, Madhu Mukhtar. October 9, The Devil Makes Three. Bethel Woods Center, also at bethelwoods.org. October 4th, Tom Sandoval. Uncle Chief and Brewster, tickets and info, unclechief.com. Thursday, Chrissy McCullough. Friday, Ethan Iverson. Saturday, Matt Garrison. Sunday, Brazilian Jazz Brunch with Helio Alvaz. City Winery in the Hudson Valley in Montgomery. And at citywinery.com, Hudson Valley. Tonight, Steve Wells. Colony in Woodstock and colonywoodstock.com. Colony Beer Garden still open. Visit the website for shows going on there. Tonight in the ballroom at Colony, the Chinelli Brothers. Thursday, Sunny Rock Pro Jam. Friday, the Georgia Thunderbolts. Saturday, Cosmic Guilt. Sunday, Ilana Brody. And every Monday is an open mic at Colony. The Falcon in Marlborough and live at thefalcon.com. Thursday, Lotus, The Spirit of Santana. Friday, Jamin McLean Band. Saturday, Cindy Cashdollar, Carolyn Wonderland, and Shelley King. Sunday, Analog Jazz Orchestra. Fisher Center at Bard College and fishercenter.bard.edu. October 5 and 6, The Orchestra Now, Musica Mexicana. Howland Chamber Music Circle at Howland Cultural Center in Beacon. October 6, Arco Strum. Jazz Forum in Tarrytown and jazzforumarts.org. Friday and Saturday, October 4 and 5, Camille Thurman. The Local in Saugerties. Tickets and info, thelocalsaugerties.com. Thursday, the Habibi Festival. Saturday, Marilyn Crispell and Harvey Sorgan. Sunday, Kavita Shah, Cape Verdean Blues. The Stissing Center, Pine Plains, and stissingcenter.org. October 4 and 5, Dance Ensemble with the Bang Group. October 11th, pianist Mathis Picard. Tarrytown Music Hall in Tarrytown and at